What you might hear on the Dad Podcast can be considered offensive. We will have explicit content. You have been warned. Proceed with caution.
Titty!
You're listening to the Dad Podcast.
Let's get started.
Fuck those little kids.
You gonna make it
To what?
to stay awake through this whole thing?
Yeah. Got any weed?
No.
Then no. No, I'm just kidding.
I was watching Two Bears, One Cave while I was waiting for you guys.
No, you weren't. You were listening
The
to
episode,
it.
no, I was watching on YouTube on my television with Mark Normand. Have you seen that one yet?
No, I don't
I guess
watch that.
because Tom's out on tour. Well, actually, they both are. Bert recorded the last episode with Mark Normand as his special guest bear. Dude, it was straight straight into blowjobs and fucking.
Well, yeah.
Why not?
I think it's great. It's just,
Tom
I
doesn't have
found
the
out.
reins over Bert.
Yeah, right. he calms him down. I found out.
Let's talk about the blowjobs.
Bert starts talking to me. He goes, "Fuck it," and then he starts telling about how good Leanne's is and what she does to him and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, shit, he's fucked.
Finger in the butthole.
No, that didn't come up at all.
It's not a good blowjob then.
She edges, I guess, and makes his whole body shake.
It's so funny that he's like, they went right into blowjobs, and I'm like, look where you just went. We're fucking 2 minutes in. You're on fucking blowjobs
Not
already.
even. Well, yeah, I don't get any. So
Well,
You're living vicariously.
yeah, married
good.
16 years. I don't get anything.
All right.
So we have
How it
Michael
goes.
on.
Yes.
Michael is my wife's cousin. Is it your mom? Right, Brandy.
Yes, my mom's sister's daughter's husband is you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we're friends.
He's still trying. He's still trying to figure all that out. He's like, well,
Okay.
he'll catch up eventually.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it would be kind of weird to have two Steve or Stevens
Yeah.
as sons, so it would have to be your mom. Yeah, I never know what to call your dad. I think I just started yelling Porter because somebody else was doing it. Just because, if they're both there, I was like, "Which one's Steve? Which one's Steven?"
No,
Call
it's
him Poppy.
confusing when you're around. You start calling my dad Porter because that's what I'm so used to being
And then
called
you
from
get
my
called-
friends.
yeah.
I start responding. It
How?
becomes
What?
a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're just confuse everyone, unfortunately.
That's why I just told everybody Sean's name was Shane. Just fuck
Oh
it.
my gosh. Yeah.
Nobody will answer.
People have committed to that.
Call him Poppy.
Nobody calls anybody Poppy anymore.
I call a lot of people Poppy.
Well, okay, nobody but you, I guess.
You got to say Odele sometimes in front of it, too. Odele Papi.
Dude, I took off today at 12:45 because I had a dentist appointment. I thought it was going to be a good one. I'd be gone. I was done by 1:30. So I came home. I was like, no, I'm still at the dentist. I wasn't going to go back to work. Came home, took a little nap, went and got the kids. Came back home again.
I hate leaving my house more than once a day.
Yeah, well, I had no choice. I had to get my kids.
I'm fine with going to work. I like to come home and just be at home.
You don't ever really leave after?
I don't want to at all.
No, I'm with you there. Once I get home in a certain mood, start making dinner, open a beer, it's like, no, I'm not going out.
Well, I'm just like, I'm almost home. That's what I'm trying to get. It's the only place I'm trying to be right now.
Once he sees California Mexican,
And then I
he's
get
there.
home and I take a big old dab and I go, my feet have sank to the ground. I am now swimming with the fish, as they
Sanctuary.
say.
Till your daughter says, Daddy.
Yeah, she's fine though. She gets tired too sometimes.
Like it's that from her mom.
What are you so tired from? You left work early.
You got me
took
sick.
a nap.
I'm trying to get over your sickness you gave me.
Well,
Spent the whole weekend camping sick. Thanks, jerk.
it's kind of the way the world works.
I told Marie she needs to talk to you about trying to make out with me and just stop.
Just needs to burn out. I make out with everyone when I'm sick. Don't feel special.
Make
Oh,
out more, just create the same immune system between the two.
that's true.
Yeah.
She,
And I only get sick once a year, so you're welcome.
You could sync it up,
you,
have the
you-
same things.
Yeah.
you sure miss work for sickness more than once a year.
It's all right with me
Mental
too.
health days. You need to, it's a sickness.
Yeah. Even if it's fake half the time. Oh, hear me, Lord. Oh, Lord, better wall.
Until she catches you floating the river.
You'd be sick and float the river.
Tell it's healing water. They
My
do now.
style of quarantining.
Sitting on the river with a bunch of other people.
6 feet away. For sure. I don't know why they'd be closer than 6 feet to my
Dude, they
left.
run into you all the time.
You're floating
we-
with the wrong. You're
we
floating
get
with the
hit.
wrong captain.
We get hit so many times. People just running right into
They
us.
don't care. Yeah, just and they look at you like it's your fault that they weren't paying attention where the river's taking
Especially
them.
the ones in like the kayak blow up kayak boats.
The ones they get from the like Boise.
It's like, come on. I'm a little tube. You couldn't avoid me.
No, I've just started like latching to party groups that hit me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hang out with you for a bit. What are we talking about?
Just hold onto their boat. Got any beer?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, you do.
Not to people on the river, though.
Oh, no. But I was like, even though they banned it, you still bring it.
It's in a bag under the raft. They don't know about it.
I tried once. I was putting it in my camel pack, and then I was like, fuck, this is going to suck washing out when I'm done.
Yeah, can't do that.
So I just had to order a whole new like bladder. I was like, screw it. I'm not going to deal with the problems.
What you got to do is bring just a like Albertsons bag or just like a backpack you're just cool to throw some cans into.
Yeah.
Or like, so you don't want to litter on the river. Like just feels real scummy. So you got to like plan some water bottle or cans or.
We got some Yeti water bottle things from
You
our
could
boss.
bring a
so
goat
just
and make the goats eat the cans.
There you go.
Holy shit. That's just a good excuse to get a goat.
And
Just
a
take 'em
goat
down the
on
river.
a boat. Like that.
And just throwing your cans in the boat with him. And
Doesn't have sharp teeth, won't pop the tube. It's not like it's a cat, doesn't have claws. Like
And the river's
you're
kind
onto
of
something.
kind of a big moat. So I don't know.
goat boat moat or moat boat goat boat.
That'd be dope. Either way.
what'd you end up doing this weekend?
Nothing. I don't know. What was this weekend?
You worked Saturday. You cheated the time
That-
clock and got in trouble.
That's what I did. I work every fucking weekend.
What'd you do Sunday?
I don't know. Nothing eventful enough to remember.
Time's an illusion.
Yeah.
Pretty much I'm stuck in a box.
Of emotions?
No, I live in a box and then I get in this small box and I take it to my other box that I spend more of my life at. And then I get in these little boxes and I go to these other boxes and I move boxes all day. It's just
A lot of boxes.
every day.
This fucker got stuck in the mud yesterday.
Like
Big
literal
box.
stuck in the mud? or
Yeah,
just a
at work.
metaphor? Okay.
Just a big
Have you popped your
box.
hood lately?
Nope.
Oh, you probably shouldn't.
Why?
Because I couldn't get anywhere to tie the tow strap to underneath your car because you were right against the ground. You're so buried in the mud.
Works for me.
So I had to pop your hood and find something in there to tie to.
Cool.
And then it still wouldn't come out. I had Carter in there like hitting the gas and I'm trying to go straight with it. Wouldn't come out. So finally I just went sideways and just jerked his whole car out of the mud.
Shout out free
Yeah,
cars.
I was like, screw it.
Free cars are the best.
Nothing's bad. I was just wondering if you
Whatever
popped your
you
hood.
had to do.
Yeah.
At least I'm driving it still. It's all that really matters. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of fucking beer this is because it's great.
It's Deschutes
Yeah, but is it like,
IPA.
what are the, the terpenes, if you will?
You've got the
Flavor
can that you've
profile.
been like
Yes.
squinting at for the last half hour. So
I tried their
I
what is
can't
their
find it.
squeezy rider recently, and I don't really like most like fruity beers if you're gonna mix like a tangerine into it. Like, but
see.
it did it so well. It was a strawberry beer, I think.
interesting.
And it was like nicely
From-
sweet. Like
From Deschutes?
from Deschutes, yeah. Same kind of cover as Blue, I think. Not cover, can.
I like
Like it's a book.
strawberries. I
Don't judge
like
a beer by its
beer.
cover.
I like Deschutes. I'll give
worth
her
giving her a
try.
shot. Yeah.
Send her
Anything
off,
over
give her
the
a try.
freaking creams you guys keep getting.
What?
The Mother Earth like vanilla cream and the orange
yeah.
cream. That's all they've been drinking
You
for the
can
last
drink 9 of
freaking
those
year.
and walk a straight line and be drunk.
I don't know. There's some beers
just
I
fine.
can't do out of can. I have to do from draft, and like porters, stouts, creams, stuff like that. Like I don't know. I drink a bottle of porter, and this is blasphemy. With my last
Right.
name being porter. It's like I have so much
Fair.
porter like shirts, but no, I drink a porter on an empty stomach.
I just
That's a good day. Yeah.
That's all they drink for the past year. Like to come back to work and like, we got some beer and it's just a couple 6-pack. I was like, I'm so sick of this freaking cream bullshit.
It's great.
Have you tried? Was it Dragon's Milk?
I don't know.
That's a
What
really
kind of beer
that's a
is it?
good.
It
It's
sounds-
a stout.
Yeah,
I
it's a
don't
nice
like
dark one.
stouts.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
milky
really like
stout.
stouts. It's not my flavor.
Okay.
Not my flavor.
Irish Death is probably one of my favorite.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's about as deep as I can go, and that's right. That's like the first one on the other side of the line. I feel like
Something I've stumbled upon. I've only had like 2 of them. It's like black ales or dark ales. They have one at where is it down? 10 Barrels. The Apocalypse. No, that's not it. It's
I was gonna say that's an IPA.
That's it. No, it's Sinister Black.
Ugh, this
It's
doesn't
a
even
really,
sound good.
it's like a
Sounds
Guinness.
terrible.
No, it's like a
Ugh.
Guinness where it's like way lighter than it looks for how dark it is. And then Dark
I think the
Sky
only
from
reason I
Western
can do the
Collective.
Guinness is because it's nitro.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's the only reason I can do it.
yeah.
Yeah, but you're
'Cause I don't like that dark shit. It's not
soon to
good.
be father-in-law who makes beer. Almost all of his are dark.
They're all like triple IPAs though.
Even that last one that literally looked like you're pouring coffee into the cup.
God,
Well, that was a
I mean, that was
Coffee.
dark. Yeah,
that was a coffee one though.
Tell them your idea. What you want to do?
I was just gonna tell you, motherfucker, someone's doing it.
What? Seriously?
That's the worst.
Yeah,
Somebody
but-
heard the podcast and they
no,
took it.
it's like a weird, stupid trend I've seen on TikTok. You'll see.
Okay.
Have you
Yeah,
read the
break it
Harry
down.
Potter books?
Yes.
A butterbeer.
Yeah.
You know, it's hot traditionally or whatever. They've always said.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to have a refreshing hot beer,
Yeah.
like in the wintertime. But like a warm beer, but like make it good because it sounds bad, right?
I also
I don't
wanna
mean
break it
room
to you, I
temperature.
think that's
I
been
mean
like a
warm.
thing for a long time.
No, I mean like hot beer.
I think that's like mulled wine. Like I know it's not, but I think warming up alcohol has been a thing before.
Well, yeah, but like not beer. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Maybe mead or some shit. I don't
that's
know.
a mead or a
But I've been seeing on TikTok people they're like around campfires and people will pull out a hot poker and dip it in, and it's all dark beers I've seen it done to, but they'll dip it in the beer and it will make it like hot, like bubble up and then drink it.
weird.
Yeah,
Is
so
it
I'm
just like a challenge, or does it add like a smoky flavor? Or is
that's
it,
what I'm wondering, a smoky flavor. Because
Yeah.
I don't think it's a challenge because people are like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
Like they seem stoked.
it's like
So-
yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucked up, man. I've just wanted to, I don't know.
You know, there's some weird things with like alcohol traditions. Like, I had a coworker of mine I play D&D with brought over like absinthe, and he's all into the whole like
The
like, you melt
traditional way
yeah,
with
you
the
melt the
sugar cube
sugar
and the
through the
distilled
specific
water.
spoon.
Yeah.
He was all about it.
I wish I liked absinthe.
Yeah, you know,
I don't like black licorice.
I'm a huge fan of like
Or like
Jaeger's my favorite.
Merwood or whatever it is. What is it that gives it that flavor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jaeger, can't do it.
Oh my gosh, drink it straight.
Okay.
Jaeger and tequila,
Ooh.
are my favorite two hard alcohols.
Oh, my least two favorite.
Probably says a little too much about my psyche, but
Fair.
this is no shade to
it
the Harry
German?
Potter series, just a little shade to the author, but like not a lot of that stuff is super original. It's just done in a more original way.
Yeah.
So it's like not unfathomable her to think of like an old traditional warm beer being done in a more fancy magical way. And
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
because I mean,
Touche.
I'll go on rants. For
Well,
a
it's
long time
always
about Harry
based on
Potter.
something, I guess, is what
Like-
you're saying. Yeah.
Polish.
I always get so angry
Polish.
when you know,
Brittany's
people
Polish.
watch Lord of the Rings after Harry Potter and see the rings like, oh, it's like a Horcrux.
No.
It's different. It's not even the same.
Yeah.
Be like, do you know what a multiverse is? First of all. And if you don't, do you know what differences between fucking stories are?
Mm-hmm. Or there's some fun like history to the idea of a Horcrux, like old Germanic wizards. He put his like soul in an egg inside of a duck, inside of a rabbit. Then he put that rabbit inside of a chest, and he hid that chest on an island. There's like an old folklore in Germany of what his name was. Will come to me. It'll come to me like halfway through the podcast.
Right.
It's
He's
probably
probably-
shout it out.
So, yeah.
It's probably
I've been
just
wanting to
some
use him in a
fucking
D&D game. Yeah.
Town psychopath, though. You know what I mean? Just doing weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
Told everybody, he's like, I put
Koshki.
this-
That's it. It's like Koshiki. Something like that. It's just, he was like the
That
villain
sounds
and all
true.
He's the dude shoving
old-
shit up a duck into a rabbit.
Yeah.
So that's a weird kind of
Mhm.
guy.
It's like in that Hansel and Gretel era
Yeah.
of fairy tales where it's like, what is even going on here? This is weird.
Tyler would just be there
I don't
going,
know if I know any
"Witch."
fairy tales. Witch. I wish I knew more fairy tales or like folklore, real shit. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Though,
I'm just an
like
encyclopedia.
just like what
of
you
useless
said. That just
facts.
sounds
I'm
fun.
sorry. Yeah.
You don't know any of them?
I mean, I'm not saying any of them. I just mean like any weird ones. I've never heard
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's some really cool, like, I mean, you know, like the Jersey Devil, right? That's like a really cool American folklore.
Perfect.
Oh, this will make this a lot easier for me too if I can First time being on a podcast. Hate the sound of my own voice.
Everybody does, yeah.
Dude, I cannot get over that.
I can-
The sound of my voice. He'll like, oh, listen to this, and I'm like, I don't like listening to that, dude. It's the worst.
Your voice sounds super similar to your voice.
Does it?
And yeah, it's a really consistent.
That's good.
Yeah.
See, I didn't.
I was
get
gonna
that.
tell. I was
See,
gonna
didn't
tell.
Get that?
Well, because nobody likes your voice.
I heard your voice on the podcast first, so now I'm acclimating to it in
Yeah.
person. So
Fair.
it's-
I feel like I sound super lispy and weird.
You do.
No,
Get that ASMR.
lispy and weird.
No, I think the thing I edit from him most is
But I don't
Which-
vape anymore.
yeah, which will be better now.
So fuck you. Now you can make changes that I want done.
That and all the
Weird. I'm just
burping.
kidding.
Oh, and then a little a couple
Yeah.
seconds later. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I miss it, man. Just takes me back.
No,
It just took me back. What are you drinking?
Was it?
Oh, I
Sky
like that
Kraken
shit.
from, Yeah, it's really good.
The Sky Kraken.
I used to write off IPAs for a long time because I just got so tired of like make it hazy, make it fruity, make it double, and throw a cool illustration on it. And I was like, these don't even taste good. And I feel like they've kind of mellowed out a little more, and you can kind of
Oh, hazies.
yeah.
They just take me to a whole other place. I'd say you should try
Hazy
one.
place, one would say.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't mix.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, after Bert Kreischer, when I drank your beer, I'm blaming it on that. Not the 15 other drinks I had, but
You got
your
sick?
one beer. Oh, dude, I had a hell of a hangover
Haley
Sunday.
and I were so hungover that day.
We drank so much.
Did you get 2 beers?
You went
in
to
one
Bert
cup,
Kreischer too?
Except
Yeah,
I
we
got
went to Bert Kreischer.
Hell yeah.
I got the Greyhounds,
yeah.
which are like 11.8%. Yeah, I got 2 of those into my 1 cup.
Yeah.
I drank all of mine, and then I finished Lex's.
I think I got these. Or
And this
whatever
was
I had.
after
Yeah, so
we
I
were
got 2 of
at
those,
Chili's, and I had 2 Jack Daniel margaritas at Chili's.
Yep.
Then we went to the Navajo room, and I had 2 shots of whiskey plus 2 or 3 cocktails.
You went to Chili's before the Navajo room?
Went to Chili's before we even went to Bert Kreischer.
I put
okay.
3 downs of beer
I was
before
like,
Bert Kreischer,
yeah.
just at my house.
Well, yeah. I drank
Are
at the
you not
house,
going-
and then I
yeah.
went out to dinner, and I drank, and then we went to Bert. Yeah, but I thought you meant you went to Bert, then Chili's, and then. I
Oh,
was
no,
like,
no. We
what?
went straight from Bert to Navajo, but
I was like, how long did it take? you
as
to
we're
find my
going
car?
into to see Bert, Tana's like, they don't serve beer in here. It's like, you're gonna have to get your drink outside. I'm like, do you know who Bert Kreischer is, Tana?
That's just a
I
buzz.
was like, he would not come and perform
Yeah.
here if they did not serve alcohol.
Mhm.
That's just how it is.
Even if
Also,
they
have
did,
they
though.
like ever seen a concert at the Morrison Center? I'm pretty sure they serve beer there.
She
during,
claims
like,
they went to one last year
plays, like,
and did something where they wouldn't allow, like, you can get a beer, but you have to go drink it outside, then come back into the show. I was like, that's just weird. It didn't seem
Yeah.
right, but I mean, I guess I
The
get it if
drunks
it's like,
outside like zombies.
right. I understand if it's like a kid show, like I think, Paw Patrol or,
the Wiggles. if they're
yeah,
still
some
around.
stupid thing like that. Yeah, don't serve beer
Reunion
there.
tour,
But I mean,
yeah.
although
I like
the parents,
reference though.
parents probably
The
need that.
Wiggles, if they're still around. Made sense to me. Have you heard
And
of
it's a
Kill
little
Tony,
girl.
Michael?
What?
Have you heard of Kill Tony?
Sounds familiar.
It's a comedy podcast, but I was watching it today, and this chick had a joke about Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and she's like, "Why don't you guys just call them all Chinese?" And she was like, "White people already do that when you guys aren't around." I
Yeah.
was like, "Yes, makes sense."
No, I'm not surprised someone bought Sesame Street and are making people pay money for it.
Surprised
all
it
It's
took
been
that long.
free for so long.
All of education is
Yeah.
going to be privatized soon. Like,
Surprised it took that long.
Yeah, that's what he was
Nothing's
just saying.
safe
Yeah, like
anymore.
it's just
no, first they make it so you have to have kids, and then they make it so they can't learn anything. So they're just fed into their corporate wage slave system. Sorry, that's my little bit of conspiracy theory in me. That's not really a
I agree.
conspiracy theory. It's just
Well,
like,
It is and it isn't.
this is my so this
But
is my
if
thing.
it is and it isn't, doesn't that make it more of a conspiracy?
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory because it's more ingrained in your head.
Yeah.
that it's not.
So this is
even
my
though
thing
it
on like
is.
the Illuminati.
they
Like-
have their
Yes.
headquarters in the Denver airport.
Oh my yes, exactly. No, so like
Because there's a train, man.
we're for like well,
I already
don't
agree.
know.
I would love to hear
Yes.
you out, but
So,
I already agree.
3 guys, similar lifestyle, talking about things we all enjoy, and like your job, my job, like stuff, things we're doing on the weekend. What happens when like 3 billionaires sit down and they talk about their job and they're like, oh, I'm thinking of like opening this branch. That's billions of jobs.
I'm thinking I'm gonna buy
closing
Africa.
this branch. Yeah, like it's casual conversations. I don't think it's the malicious
by
meeting
Africa?
around a table like with a big old
sounds
owl
racist.
god.
So one thing
Which
we
is almost
talked
more
about
scary.
was it last episode? We did one where we're talking about the strangest conspiracy theories people actually believe,
It was like 1 or 2 ago.
and that was one of them. Was that Denver Airport has Illuminati's headquarters?
Or that it's going to be the center of like the next American Holocaust.
Yeah. And like Tyler brought up, what did you say? Are the Freemasons, or do you think they are also Illuminati, or how did you word it?
Yeah, because
Because like Freemasons have been around
Yeah,
forever.
one of
I
my
think-
fraternity
well, I-
brothers was a Freemason.
Yeah.
because
well,
it's
I
just like
just-
a club. You can be.
A lot of people think they're the same thing, I think.
similar iconography.
I don't remember what I said exactly, but
Kind of like, there was the Freemasons, and then like some of them like separated off. Is how I took you were saying it,
I was drunk. I
and
could've
that
gone
is
there.
the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
I think
actually
I
pretty
could've
cool
gone
if you ever
there.
get a chance to go to New Orleans and you walk through the
Nolans.
cemeteries.
Oh yeah.
How many of them have that Freemason
Freemason.
symbol
Mhm.
on it?
There's a Freemason headquarters here in Boise.
Yeah, it's right
a
downtown.
couple of them. There's one up on the way to McCall.
Mhm.
Like,
Matt drove me by it once. He was all into that shit.
what's
It's like a
crazy
big
is
building.
The stuff that like is actually like is real. That's not a conspiracy. That are like those secret societies that aren't.
Yeah.
Like Skull and Bones. What's like the Preston. It's like essentially a fraternity was more of like for business, like setting up connections.
I'd never heard of the Skull and Bones until that movie.
Yeah.
That was the first I heard of it, and then I looked it up
It's
to see.
just like legit Hell's Angels
but
in
for
a weird
preppy
way. You know what I mean?
kids.
yeah. No, but that's what I mean. Like legit. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just not just a bunch of criminals. It's a bunch of people that get together and like do shit.
Yeah. It's the difference between white collar and blue collar crime.
It's hilarious to me though. I love them. And I don't know. There's no way. I mean, just like you were saying before, though, when people get together, it's like,
Yeah. What do they talk about?
well, I mean, there's good and bad too.
Yeah.
Sure, some are doing some weird secret clubs that are good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm sure some got a couple bad secret clubs. I don't know. For sure. Did you see Elon wants to? He put out a thing, and he wants the.
To buy Doritos and fill the bag all the way up? Yeah, I saw that.
No, it's Jeffrey.
What-
he
what
wants
he ever
Jeffrey Epstein's guest list to go pub. He wants it publicized.
Has it not already gone public? I thought, like,
I don't know. The way it's seeming right now, it hasn't, or all of it hasn't, or something.
oh,
But
so
he
they
wants
just
it to
talked
be
about
public.
some of the bigger names, because I know I've heard Oprah has been there, and obviously Trump had been there. Some other presidents have been there. Like, there was a lot of names I heard.
Oh, I think he wants like his logbook.
Oh,
That type of deal is what I.
yeah, there was a documentary on Hulu or Netflix about it.
The whole Epstein.
Oh, this is
thing.
like
Yeah.
this is like a thing popping off right
And so
now,
there was a
too.
lot of names that came out of people who had been there and stayed on the island.
It's like, oh, just famous people. I'm hanging out with famous people, having lunch.
Yeah.
I'm all in support of that book coming out, but someone does need to check Elon Musk because he is becoming very broad in his strokes. I'm going to buy Twitter.
I love him.
I'm going to put a Tesla in
I
space.
love him,
No,
man.
Eventually, he's going to go
Tesla in space.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
No, eventually, this will be my round to comics. He's going to go supervillain if we're not careful.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
going to go Lex Luthor.
I could fully see him a Lex Luthor
Okay,
type.
but isn't
Yes.
the villain? I mean, the villain's always good in his story.
Exactly.
There's always two sides of a story. You never
Lex
know.
Luthor was seemingly a good CEO till he fucking got obsessed with Superman and.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, besides him, though, most bad guys' intentions seem decent, other than the fact that they're crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than the fact that
What's
they're-
decent about Scarecrow?
He was trying to. Remember, he's trying to
Good pull, Donnie.
figure out a way.
Give people
chemically-
nightmares. Like,
so that he's trying to cure fear. He's trying to cure fear. Yes, he's crazy. He's
I
a
think it's more
psychopath.
adding fear, but
He's trying to cure it though. I'm pretty sure that's his. I'm pretty sure that was his motive.
all right.
That's what he says is his motive.
Right,
That's
yeah,
what he's actually
okay.
doing. Yeah.
So
I guess like Tyler said in his version of the story, he's good.
I'm just. Well, I mean, it's not good. He's a psychopath, but it's a
Yeah.
decent motive to
what
try
you
to
guys were
work
saying.
on. You know what I mean?
That podcast, Batman's a Bitch.
Thank you for listening. By
yes,
the way,
no, of
Our
course,
number
I did
2,
my
our
research, yes.
second highest rated episode.
should this be Batman's a bitch number 3? Oh wait,
Batman's
no, number
still
2.
a bitch.
Number 2,
Batman,
sorry.
they come in trilogies, so it kind of seems
Yeah.
fitting. But now how you're saying like they're super when they come to our world.
Yeah, they have
Are they
powers.
villains when they're
Oh
in
my
their
goodness!
world.
I forgot
or
about
the
this
heroes.
conversation, and
Yeah.
I would love to rehash this.
Now, didn't
well, that's the Superman.
didn't they break that
theory.
down? Yeah, the Superman thing, like
Also, Superman gets his power from the specific
from the sun. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it's like if he goes to another planet that also has a yellow sun.
would his power? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I
It's-
mean?
Comics. This is also like
And how many
I wanted,
different
like-
kinds of suns are there out there?
yeah, exactly. There are so many comic
Well,
books
it's
and
verses.
storylines.
I
Not
just
even
throw it
just
to verses.
but just
That's
like
what I throw it to, though.
storylines and arcs and different authors and their takes on it. Like there's some weird stuff in comics. Like
Which
there's a
I know
Prince
we're about to
Kryptonite.
get to when we talk about Batman. When we eventually get
yeah.
there, because it's all directors. But anyways, yeah. But yes, sorry. What were you saying?
There's a pink kryptonite in DC Comics.
A pink kryptonite
Do you want to know what it does to Superman?
goes in his butt.
wait, yeah, I think I've seen something
know.
about
It
that.
makes
Or
Superman attracted to men. That is
Really?
a in-canon thing.
Yeah,
That-
see?
yeah. Which-
I'm so good at this. Give me another one.
one of my favorite graphic novels that I had for the longest time was The Death of Superman.
that's such a good.
I
Yeah.
loved that one. And I actually drew in the end, there's like a little small square of Doomsday holding Superman's cape.
Yeah, that.
I
Mind
drew
if I
it really
thumb?
big and colored it, and I have it in my little portfolio. But
This is. I'd love to talk about Death of Superman because the same thing happened to that storyline. Happened to my favorite storyline.
You guys do that, I'm
Dark
looking at
Knight
these.
Returns. Yes, help
Yeah.
yourself. It's in there as well. Batman versus Superman, butchered, combining Death of Superman and the Dark Knight Returns.
yeah, because it had
into one.
Doomsday like as part of it. Yeah,
And it's I love that movie because it hits like I get to see like the suit from that thing, and it hits so many cool things that I can write off, like how like oh did they really set up the best of story for that? It was
Yeah.
cool, Shakespearean one could say, but
but see, that's another reason we talked about, or okay, I should say I talked about, because he backed up Batman, and I said no, Batman's a bitch. Like
Yeah.
he brought up, well, Batman beat Superman. I was like, he had to cheat. He had to get a special suit and use kryptonite to beat Superman. That was the only way he beat him.
It's not cheating though.
That is cheating.
and also
I wouldn't.
That'd be like if we're fighting and I poisoned you and then I
It's
fought
not-
you. That's cheating.
But it's not.
That's like on Gladiator when he pre-stabs him
What's
and then
the
fights
saying?
him.
You'll be able to. In war, there is no something. What's the saying?
There's no crying in baseball.
There's no honor in war or something. I don't know.
I
It's
get what you're
not-
saying, but
not
that's
cheat-
cheating. I don't
that's-
know.
He did more research on his enemy and figure out his enemy and what he's weak to.
No, he had
and
all his
how-
helpers do it. Batman's lazy.
so now this is something I was
Either
waiting
way,
for.
it's done.
I know.
He delved into. He looked into his enemy.
And also because you were
Very
saying
nicely done.
Iron Man built all of his own stuff, which he did, but he also, could
He had the company.
crowdsource from
Yeah,
the company,
yeah.
and he had Jarvis who could be like, hey, search through all of this, find
Yeah.
a piston this size diameter. He'd get it, then he would build it in.
But like his first arc reactor,
Yeah.
he built that
Are these
himself.
all
The
Batman?
first suit. A lot of them are Batman.
Is
yes.
Batman your favorite?
Batman is close to my favorite. What
Okay,
do you-
nice. Who's your favorite?
Nightwing.
Okay.
Do you count
Okay.
Batman as a super? No, like I said, he's a hero. He's definitely a hero.
Yeah.
But is he super?
So this is like when you get into like the comic world, they create like that distinction of there's that idea of like powers. I think they said it once, and it was the like Civil War, not Civil, Age of Ultron. They said like there's enhanced on the field, and comics and DC they're all like metahumans.
Yes.
Is the
Yeah, they say
idea of-
metahuman a
Meta's
lot.
enhanced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a human that has some sort of extra power, and that creates a very broad stroke. I don't think Batman is a meta-human. I don't think he is a superhero, because I think there's more to being a hero than just having powers. Because you could say Deathstroke and Batman
Super
have
is the
the
word
same.
he's caught up on, I think.
Yes.
Power.
No, it is. It is because Superman
That's the word that would
powers.
catch me up.
Deadpool, he's my favorite, even though he's not fully a hero. I love Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Has powers. Like everybody has powers except for Iron Man and Batman.
There's more people who don't have powers.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
out of the main,
yeah.
the well-known
The
ones,
pop
yeah.
culture well.
Yes,
pool.
yeah. And Batman, again, as you heard on that episode, like he's like, I lurk in the dark. Like everybody else, like Iron Man's like, fuck you, this is me. Here
I'll
I
also
am.
make the comparison of I don't think Batman and Iron Man are apt comparisons to each other. I think if you're going to make a comparison of Batman to someone from like the MCU, he would be almost a combo of Nick Fury and Black Widow.
Okay, I would give him that. I would give him that. Yeah.
It's where he's the hero that
Oh, I feel
I
like
compared it-
I feel like
that
Iron
are
Man's
a little
pretty good
more
too.
immoral. Like
I compared it because they're both rich
billionaires
billionaires
yeah.
who
That's why I like
use tech.
And it's also Tony Stark is
different
Iron
vehicle.
Man. Like,
Yeah.
that's just who he is all the time, and the suit just enhances that.
I
and
think I
becomes
brought
an
that. Yeah, I
extension.
think I brought that up too.
Versus Batman is Batman, and Bruce Wayne, the like public front, is just another tool in his utility belt to use. It's not. That
I mean, I guess it's just like Superman, Spider-Man. They all hide who they really are.
And also,
But-
Iron Man has hid his
Which-
personality before.
Now that I
Yes,
think about
yeah.
it, though,
Like, was
I mean-
in the 90s cartoon, he was his bodyguard.
Yeah.
And they made the joke about that in the first Iron Man. Like, my bodyguard? No one's going to believe this story that my bodyguard was almost like...
I just realized though, it's everyone keeps their identity to save their loved ones or whatever. Batman ain't got no one left. What's he hiding for?
He's got, well, I guess he's got Alfred.
yeah.
Yeah, he fully has Alfred.
He's about to go anyways.
Also, if you want to...
Him and the Queen of England, they're on their way out.
Why doesn't he tech Alfred up too then, dude?
That's actually something I was going to ask you because you would know a little more. Has he ever?
Alfred has fucked some shit up, yeah.
Because I know in Gotham, Alfred's a badass.
I was just gonna
Was it
ask you, have
you-
you ever watched Gotham?
I refrained from watching Gotham specifically because the premise just threw me for a loop.
It's so good.
I
It's so good.
So this is why I love comics, because it's all pulp. It's all kitschy pulp, and it's not supposed to be like high tier, amazing Shakespearean. It can
Yeah.
just be bad. Like Arrow, horrible. I've watched all of it,
The
or
re-
most of it. It's not a good show.
His
I
favorite's
like
the
it
Flash.
for the movies.
Also, Arrow, that's not Green Arrow. He's Batman in that.
I
Green
like-
Arrow's a jokey character. They get him slowly
what?
to that. Like Green Arrow, what is his name? Arthur
Oliver
Oliver Queen. Yeah.
Queen, yeah, Oliver Queen.
He's, more of a jokester in the comics and
Oh
some
yeah,
of the
for sure. Yeah,
where it's
he's more of a Deadpool. Yeah,
and then in the show they made him more of like a brooding character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching those first couple seasons. I was just like, were they too afraid to make a Batman show? Is this what this was? Like,
They don't want to bring more
this is a
Batman,
really
so
good
they're gonna.
Batman show.
I think DC tries to go as dark as possible when they make shit, though.
DC's yeah.
I
DC
think that's the goal.
they've always done dark stuff well. Like
They've gotten a lot better though with their movies and.
Until the newest one.
I really like this new Batman. I
rewatched it today, man. I
So
don't know,
would you compare
man.
it to like?
I
And if
don't
I'm right,
know.
Batman first came out in True Detective or Detective Comics.
That's what DC stands for, is Detective Comics.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. So it was. This is more like that kind of Batman, not.
Batman has always been the especially in the comic now, the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
That is his title. And especially in the Justice League, there's some really good storylines that they've done some good animated movies off of. Like
He's vengeance.
He's almost like how Nick Fury has that weird I'm gonna make
Vengeance.
all these helicarriers that can take out
Yeah.
threats before it pops up. Batman is a very similar proactive problem solver. He has a solution for every problem. That's what his utility belt is. That's why he's
It's
got
also
the kryptonite.
it's also slightly crazy though, which is the problem.
Versus Iron Man is especially in the MCU, he's more of a reactive hero. Since the explosion and his arc reactor, every time he sees a problem, his next suit has the solution to that.
That's
You
true,
can
yeah.
see that evolution through the MCU. Iron Man 2 is a electricity
Or that
villain.
one when they had
Thor pops
all
up,
the fucking
you can take
I-
the electricity and give it back to him.
I love,
Outweighs it. Ant-Man's able to get through the cracks and he makes nanotech that
Why
has
can't I
no
think of his name?
cracks.
Who?
He's in The Wrestler and
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. I love Mickey Rourke
Yeah.
in that Iron Man, dude. He was badass.
That was a really fun character.
I want my bird.
That
Your what? Your bird? My bird. I want my bird.
also was the other villain-esque hero, the CEO one, Hammer. He was
Oh,
also super
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I call this the ex-wife.
I don't know if I've ever seen him be anything other than that kind of character. Even in the Green Mile, when he was a guard, he was that kind of.
Yeah.
Oh no, he wasn't the guard. He was the guy who actually raped and killed the little girls.
Mickey Rourke?
No. Hammer.
Oh,
the guy who
yes,
played Hammer.
yeah.
He was the real bad guy.
I haven't seen that superhero movie. God damn.
I was trying to remember, who was Mickey Rourke?
That's right. Yeah, not Mickey Rourke. The other guy. Yeah. He's always been that kind of slimy CEO type
politician-ish.
Also, Green Mile is a superhero movie. That's a good.
Politician-ish.
That dude had powers.
Yeah, that's fair.
He could heal
That's
people.
fair.
He had healing powers. Like
That's fair. But well, or was he
Even
a
brought
witch?
back Bojangles.
Or was he a witch?
Also, here's another. We were talking about. You guys were talking about magic on that podcast. Difference between Superman and Shazam is Superman gets his powers from like science and the sun and his DNA. Shazam gets his powers from magic.
Yep.
Also,
Fucking love Shazam.
Superman's other weakness
And he
besides
can-
kryptonite, magic.
Yeah.
That's from the Yeah, that's why Shazam can go toes to toes with.
I didn't see. You'd be a good one to pick apart movies with my problems about, I guess, because I'm not.
Please do.
I used to be into comics. I haven't been
Same. It was
recently.
Since before he went to prison.
I used to.
Yeah. Well, before I went, I was probably into him, and then prison. I got out, and now, just
That's what I'm saying. Since before.
Yeah. Touche then. But oh man, I love to nitpick the movies to like. I do it to people, no one gets me.
Yeah.
And then I do it to other people, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I get you, but what about this?" And I'm just like, this is so hard.
But he's also got a weird way, like comparing movies.
I don't. Yeah.
I
We
do that
we
too.
went
Yeah.
we went for like an hour on this
I
because
don't like
he
how
can take.
how the other fucking kids got powers. That's so
You don't like that ending.
that's stupid.
He can take
They
like
should
a
save that for
horror
the
movie.
Second movie, if they were, because
Yeah,
it's something,
I
it's
mean-
something that's from the comics that it's like a newer. I don't even.
I thought they did that
Donnie's
to
right, though.
hint into a second movie, but so far it hadn't happened.
then it's
and
gonna
all-
be like a Power Rangers movie.
It was
Fuck.
also a really good way to set up.
Is that
the
what you
Black
mean I
Adam,
compare?
movie.
No,
Yeah.
because like
I'm
the
excited to see that one,
chair.
yeah.
God, how long has that movie been?
Wasn't there a
in
Black Adam
Right.
show on Netflix? Oh no, it was Black Lightning or something.
yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
Black Lightning. Yeah,
Black Lightning. Yeah.
Black
Still
Adam will
DC
be the
though.
Rock supposedly from.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
which will be cool. And then
They're gonna have
does-
some
he
really
just
cool characters in
does
that.
it all,
Dr.
doesn't he?
Fate,
Right.
and, like the original Flash.
Dr. Fate is my least favorite character on Injustice to fight with.
I remembered they did a comic sequel to Injustice. Like there's a comic that ties into it. We're talking about Alfred has fucked shit up before. They introduced something in the comics that's like it's a drug people can take so they become more meta. And it was trying to explain like Injustice, how you could play as Harley Quinn and someone else plays as Superman, and he just doesn't like rip her head off.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's kind of that explanation.
Huh.
Like everyone puts it on the same level.
That's kind of dope.
So there was this scene where like Superman comes into the Batcave.
Or they close the blinds, Superman has no powers.
I am the knight. Closes the shades. No, but Alfred fucks him up. Like, 'cause he has this super drug and Superman didn't know, and he just throws a headbutt straight to Superman's face, breaks his nose.
So I need to, dude, you have to watch Gotham. I was hoping you'd watch Gotham because he was telling me you love Batman.
There are certain like, I don't know. It was when I first heard the premise.
Alfred's
It was like
the
make a
best
Batman
character.
show without the Batman.
yeah.
Well,
But do you think
has
they did
anyone
it because
told
of
you about
Smallville?
it that's watched it? Has anyone told you about it that's watched it, that's passionate about it?
I have heard some really good, compelling arguments to watch it, and
Okay.
that's why I don't write it off as being a like not good or an enjoyable show. I just know when I first heard it, I was like, why would you? And also, the more I heard about, it, I was like, wait, so they're doing like the Penguin's getting his full own arc before, like it's. They kept
It
wanting
is-
to introduce these villains, or
Well, they did it kind of correctly though, because Penguin he didn't just rise.
Yeah.
he rose and fell, and then Falcone comes and retires and comes back.
Yeah.
And then like it's pretty cool.
it just seems like a premise that they immediately wrote themselves into a corner with. And
You
I
could-
just like
You could definitely tell it happened in the third season.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was like. Because
Yes.
it's 5 seasons.
But they
right?
fix it. But yes, it's 5 seasons. And see, this is where I was hoping you'd watch it, because I thought the new Batman played better off of that than anything else.
I could see that kind of playing into that. It's kind of that same ecosystem of it's more of a mobster
It was the best.
underworld.
Yeah, it was the best.
No, I really like
I've-
this new Batman because it is a like mystery like crime solver. There's
Yeah.
a couple
Like,
Alright,
plot
let's get
what
into it.
I've seen of
Let's
it
get
before I
into
fell
it,
asleep,
guys.
like even the Penguin was like.
I was just going to ask, how long have you watched?
I saw the Penguin. I saw what I remember is like
He did the best.
He's got him up against the wall and talking.
Yeah.
you
He
know.
did the best. Oh,
But-
that's about halfway through.
I like Colin Farrell.
I was going to say Colin Farrell. I can't even believe it's him.
yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah. my biggest drawback and probably what's making me keep like whatever and falling asleep during is I don't like the guy who plays Batman.
What else have you seen him in?
Just Twilight, just
Yeah,
the twinkly vampire
I don't
lover
even give a
boy.
fuck about
I don't like.
He's stuck on it.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
even
No,
give a
that's what I
fuck
said.
about it.
That's what is getting me the most on this, and it's only when he's out of the bat suit.
But this is the thing.
That was when I thought he was the
when
best.
he is Bruce, is I'm like, but you're not.
Dude, the first
And-
time he had his shit off and he was all sweaty and the black shit.
He's playing more, that kind of edgy emo Batman. I get
Yeah.
that kind of, and he does a lot
Dark.
more gritty, dark stuff. but
Dark,
it's also
yeah.
like the amount of actors that have been in a like Batman movie that have had that same precedent of like, oh, I can't see them as that because of that.
Ben Affleck was one of them. I could not see
I
him as
love Ben
Batman.
Affleck. I
thought he did
so
good.
great. He's my favorite one.
Hey, do you remember Heath Ledger? Like,
As the Joker.
Yeah. remember he was
Awesome.
in like Brokeback Mountain before?
Yeah,
And everyone
yeah, he was the gay
he's gonna
cowboy
be
and
the Joker.
I
10
And
Things I
everyone
Hate
was like,
About You, and
Yeah,
like
he's the
love
guy that
stories.
killed
He's in all the
himself.
chick flicks. Yeah.
It's like he'll never be the Joker, and now no one can't remember.
Yeah, he did awesome.
He did
Even
fantastic.
when we were at Universal Studios, we went down.
So you,
we were
so
down
you
on.
like Robert Pattinson?
I digged his
I
performance.
think
yeah.
he did good.
I'll also say I don't like Christian Bale's Batman.
See, he's my second favorite.
I like
I
his
like
Bruce
Michael
Wayne.
Keaton. Maybe that's more what I'm thinking of. Him as
Oh,
Bruce
we've never
Wayne.
broken it down like that.
Yeah, that's who I like him as.
We've
He
never
does
gotten that
great as the.
Because it's his
Playboy.
utility. It's a fake, like,
Yeah.
it's something he's using, like his grappling hook. He
Like
uses it to
Michael
force.
Keaton didn't do so well as Bruce Wayne,
I think Ben
But I
Affleck
think he did
was my
great as
favorite
Batman.
dude.
but you know there's a
He was great.
there's a museum kind of thing on Sunset Boulevard in L.A. It's called something of darkness, but they have like actual suits that were used in the actual
Yeah.
movies.
'Cause
And they have
like,
2
five
of
for
the
each
Heath
them.
Ledger Joker. And I am telling you, they did awesome on this waxing. I thought it was really him sitting there.
Yeah.
But it's like actual suit he wore in the
whole
movie.
scene where-
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really cool.
Something I like
Icons of
about
Darkness.
this,
That's what it's called.
Oh yeah,
I wonder how much you get paid at that job. That'd be a dope job.
right? Just to run the museum like that.
Or just like to make the figures.
You got to be good.
Oh,
They go
yeah,
intense
that's-
on making that.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're like, if you're good at it, I bet it'd be fun and you'd get paid good money.
And you get to meet the people you're making wax figures of.
Well,
No, you do. Like we were watching how they make them.
Ledger.
Maybe somebody wants it.
Yes.
So because there's also methods for like doing sculpture based off like photography
Yeah.
work and stuff like that. I'll do like
So who's your favorite Batman?
Okay.
Movie. We'll do movies.
Yeah, I'll say because I had a fraternity brother who would always bring up that neighbor's argument of who's your Batman.
Yeah.
And he'd always do it when we were around like a bunch of drunk people at like a party.
Oh, no.
All people who have like seen the neighbors before.
That's
And he's-
me right now.
Yeah, and so it's like I get what you're baiting me into this because my whole thing is like my favorite Batman it's Batman. It's like saying who's your favorite Like, well, all different performances of this
Yeah, it's
character.
just
and
we
having
talked about the
different
Joker.
takes.
Like you
Yeah.
can't pick one because
Well,
they're different types of Joker.
But you also have a favorite rendition of Batman in your head
Yeah.
with all the comics you've read and all the
That's
and
actually
your opinion
like
of
my Dark
Batman.
Knight Returns is like a really good like that gritty
Yeah.
like kind of like
So for you
I
have
really like a broken
favorite-
Batman that like talking to himself. Oh, that's a beautiful
Wow, that's
Right? Like you're up there,
Yeah,
like,
that's-
and you're like really getting close,
and
trying
his
to.
eyes too are piercing.
Yeah, you're like,
surprised he
is he
didn't
real?
suck his dick, Johnny.
Yeah, I tried. The pants are sewn on. You can't get them back off.
Suck his dick, dude.
Yeah, do you think they sculpted that?
You're like the wax, the wax was melting. The wax was melting. I got a hot mouth.
It's trying to reform it.
Yeah.
Yeah, comparing them, and the Batmans are the same. Each one's a different type. Even Val Kilmer and George
I see what
Clooney
you're
were
saying,
different
but,
type
like,
of Batmans.
Everyone's got.
No, this is something.
Okay,
was it,
not even actor though. Like, what's your favorite movie that's been produced?
Okay,
Okay, that's
You know what I mean?
well. See, this is like I really like The Dark Knight, like with the Heath Ledger Joker. I think it's got a really good story. There's just elements to the Batman like character in those movies that sometimes like it doesn't hit as much on the detective aspect that I like from the comics, which is something I like that
So the
the
new
Batman
one had
did
that for
more.
you.
Yeah,
The new one did have
It
a
real-
lot of that.
I just felt like
Working with people,
the
you have
Batman
cameras.
in the like Nolan trilogy was just kind of an idiot. he's kind of stumbled through stuff. Like,
Yeah.
maybe the psychopath in clown makeup is lying to me about a 50-50 chance. Maybe I might have some sort of implement built in. Like, this sounds, Batman would have already had that whole thing to read people's cell phones before. Like, but he's also the comic, like, he's the Deus Ex Machina. He can solve any problem in the comics. That's his whole mamma jamma. So it's just hard seeing sometimes, like, what?
I think my biggest hang up with the new one was it doesn't. Every other Batman has had, him and Catwoman have had this weird relationship that they know each other. And this one, they met, it felt like.
Well, that's.
I'm pretty sure that's how it was with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that's
and
what-
they
and then-
met too.
But then it's,
No, I
I
think
think, it's because I'm stuck in Gotham.
You're bringing your Gotham into it. Yeah, that's
because
what it is.
it gives such a beautiful story of why it's been, their relationship in all the other movies are so weird.
You know, they've done some.
It gives it an answer.
Well, in Gotham, didn't they meet because of Gordon?
I don't know.
Because
I don't
Gordon
think so.
arrested Cat.
Yes, then.
And
Yes,
then-
yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was like the first couple episodes. Yeah.
Listen, there's so many different interpretations through comics of like in the new Batman movie, The Batman, it's like Alfred trained him for part of it, but then when he went to college, he went like each semester he went to a different school all around the world. And so then when he was in a different country, he'd also learn their martial art. So that was kind of how they explained he's this worldly martial art fighter. Then, you know, other comics, he gets trained by the League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul, which they did for the Dark Knight.
That's I
trilogy.
liked that.
That's the
that
story
version
that I like.
And there's even
Well, see,
more, like
maybe
he gets
that's where
trained
I'm
by
hung
more
up,
than
is
just the
like-
League of Assassins in the comics. He gets trained by like 10 different agencies. And
Maybe that's where I'm hung up though, is like I get a story I like and I'm like, that's the Batman.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, that's the one.
But
That's
see,
the
I
right
liked
one.
Michael Keaton's Batman, but I liked the Dark Knight
I just wish there
story
was
is better,
like-
the movie's better. Like I like that better, and the bad guy's better.
it's also, you have to, there's a character in all the Batman movies, I think people don't talk about enough, is just Gotham. Gotham is a character within itself.
Oh, for
And
sure.
That's why I really like this new Batman, is Gotham felt like this just oppressive city force to live in versus
That's where I think the Penguin did good. Because he was a good bad guy on the streets,
Yeah.
out there actually doing shit.
sometimes it felt kind of like New York, but kind of not. It felt so gothic at the same time.
I didn't like the
versus-
Joker.
No, it was at the end.
I just didn't like him. I didn't like. I
What do
said
you
I haven't seen the whole show. No,
He's not
the
too
movie,
bad.
The
you
Joker,
said
or the
about
Riddler.
Gotham.
I didn't like the Riddler.
Oh, I was.
Oh, the
I didn't in the new one. I didn't like
I was
him
like,
at
did I
all.
miss something?
He's not. See, this is why.
No, he
He's
sucks.
not supposed to be a likable villain. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
There's so many villains that like are meant to like. You're like, oh, I like.
But I see. I think it's because of all the past. They made him like the funny, haha, everything, and then this guy's just like,
he's very.
eh.
I don't like how convoluted he was.
He's meant to be this world's version or that world's version of the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah,
He's just like a side burner bad guy, though, kind of. Like they did so much other shit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this fucking guy. Forgot about him."
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I don't know. And
so you
then-
think they were just trying to squeeze in a lot of the villains into one?
No, I think they tried to make him the headline, and they tried to squeeze a lot of other shit in and push him out a little bit.
I think
Feel.
his story was built around all the other villains in such a way that it was like,
And it felt so Superman-y, dude. I want Martha. I thought someone was gonna say Martha, dude. I swear to God, dude. No, I don't know. Fuck that Riddler.
I like that
that
he was
Riddler, dude.
scummy. Like I don't like the fucking character, but the fact that they did like a scummy Zodiac killer, like
Yeah.
I don't know, it was the scene. It took me so off guard. I almost got thrown out of the movie. I don't know if you're got to it yet.
I watched
But
it today, so.
that scene where he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Mm-hmm.
I almost got like I saw it in theater. I almost like when I was like, "Am I watching a movie?" I was like,
Yeah.
But then the more times I think about it, I was like, "That's exact." He's the like incel Zodiac killer that like only
Yeah.
some weird deprived
Yep.
like
He's Enigma.
sociopath set up in this thing could have done that. Like he was a good villain to this Batman for the intro, like setting up a mystery and a mystery to solve. Who else do you have make a mystery?
When
but
you
the
say
Riddler?
setting up this Batman, do you mean For a new storyline or like just like fucking with this Batman? What were you saying?
Both. I think he fucked
Okay.
with the Batman really well, and I also think they're setting this
All I
world
want
up
from
for
Batman
more
is a
movies.
storyline, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want from Batman. So I hope that's the case. Because if do you know if he signed Robert Pattinson for more?
I think it's rumored, so yeah. I think they're...
Because I just can't. It's just like Superman, dude. They keep remaking the same movie
But it's also like
with
there's
different just
two
like Iron Man's
characters
suit. Every
you
movie's got a
can't-
new fucking thing on
There's
it.
two
dude.
characters you cannot deny. They'll make movies forever of these two characters. It's Spider-Man and Batman. Because it's like when you go into like a Walmart and you see the pajamas and the
And
pajama aisle,
Superman.
Superman's there, but it's Spider-Man and Batman. And not even like from the movies. It's like straight up comic book images. They is separable from pop culture now. That those movies will keep getting made until movies are done.
Superman's too PC nowadays. Like, even kids don't
What do you
like
mean?
him.
Also,
he's just like,
we're
he's
gonna-
like, after he saves you, he tells you, like,
He's
this
also
is
not-
what we learned
He's
today.
also not unique enough of a. He's got too much.
He's too goody-goody, like
Well,
Captain
no, like,
America.
He's got too many powers. You know what I mean? He's just too much.
Yeah.
Superman's also
And you can see his face. You
He's
can't
got a
put
whole
mask
history
on.
to him because we're in like that evil Superman age. Like Batman vs Superman was like you're fighting Superman, then you have Homelander and the boys, and then Omni-Man from Invincible.
Have you seen that
and
little kid
Superman
movie
and
that was supposed to be Bizarro, but it wasn't?
little kid movie?
And he was it was like
Is this the Brightburn movie?
Yep.
I did not know it was supposed to be
That's it.
Bizarro.
well, that's what I thought the whole
Oh.
time when it was like
I thought it was just Strong Guns. I think that was the director. His like evil Superman take.
when they were advertising it. Well, I mean that's Bizarro, right?
That would have been a good. I mean, because Bizarro, he's from a backwards
evil
universe.
doppelganger.
He's from a backwards universe.
Yeah.
Not an evil world. That's what.
But he was
like.
perceived as evil, wasn't he? Here,
Well,
that's what I always thought Bizarro was.
Well, because
Evil.
in our world, his good is evil. It's not like there is a. Was it the?
So then he was bad here, though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he's like evil. He's backwards. Yeah, it's like,
I know, I get what you're saying.
I feel it too.
It's
I
like
do, yeah.
because even this is one of my. I'll pull out the comic right
It's
now.
like the Nazis.
Did,
It's like the Nazis.
no, the Nazis are. Yeah.
They were evil.
But no, with the whole time they advertised that, I thought it was that story, and then it
Interesting.
came out, and I was like, nah, it kind of sucks.
It's like imagine
Brightburn. I'm gonna go home and watch it though.
I'm like there's a world where everything's bad. Like he even said like this is good when he was like that's bad. Like everything to Bizarro is backwards. Versus theirs was it I keep wanting to say Omni-Man, but it's not Omni-Man because I have Invincible in my mind.
That's
but,
good to know because my whole
Ultraman.
life I thought it was literally his evil doppelganger.
Kinda, but it's like he's the backwards version of all of Superman. So if Superman's
Well, yeah,
all of
no,
good,
that
then
makes
he
sense.
is
I didn't
the
know
all
that,
of.
though. That's kind of cool.
I think
So like,
that's why the S is backwards too, because he's literally the fucking
as above, so below.
exactly. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
I have a couple Wonder Woman comics in here, but
Yeah, though,
I've
fuck
some-
Batman, dude. I just want a storyline from him. Just want a storyline.
There have been some good.
And I think it was. See, I don't know. You're bringing up such good points on why you like Batman that it's a bad argument to bring up, but 3 hours, man, that's a long time to fucking get that much.
But you liked the 4-hour-long Justice League.
That was straight beauty, though.
That was also structured in a way where
I did
it was
love
like
that one way
5
better.
episodic
Yeah.
episodes.
So
That
good.
night and day.
I
So
love that.
good.
That was so much better than the one that actually came
That's
out.
the DC I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do like the dark Batman-ish shit, DC, because even Batman versus Superman was kind of dark, and I really like that.
Because
But
Batman is also a symbol of hope, but he's also a symbol of fear. He's able to do both of that at the same time.
I just need like them to like. What's up with Marvel's pushing this shit out? Marvel's pushing them
Yeah.
out. Where
Marvel also
is
has
DC?
Disney backing.
DC's fair.
I think
That's
they
probably
didn't
what
always
it
have
is.
DC's backing though. It's
They didn't
like,
always.
yeah.
No, it was.
It's just having a good plan. It was
But
Kevin
DC's
Feige
just
as
good.
It
Just
can
as
be,
good.
but the problem was Marvel was always box office hits. DC wasn't.
I just don't. They need to make a new Green Lantern.
They do. They need to make it
making
better.
a HBO show of Green Lantern.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be
I'll
kinda
check that out.
cool. Yeah, that'd actually be really. See, the
Because like I love
shows-
Green Lantern, and I love that it can
I like
literally
the
be
shows.
anyone.
Yeah.
Because it's the Ring that does it.
Yeah, what they
and-
need to do is a Jon Stewart Green Lantern one. Like
Yeah.
Hal Jordan's like cool, but he's just
No,
a
they need
little
to do
too
a black Hal Jordan. They need to make Hal Jordan correct, and then they need to move on. You know what I mean? God damn it.
But this is
like-
something else we said. Like, take movies that flopped, remake those. Stop taking movies that were great and trying to remake them.
There's also was a
Well, that's not. That's a lot of those don't work in this universe, though.
yeah. If
DC
DC
Marvel.
would have just like set up, from the get go. Like I remember walking out of Man of Steel, going, "What is this trilogy going to be like? Oh, and the next one, are they going to set up like Doomsday, or is it going to be
Yeah.
Brainiac?" And just thinking about Man of Steel as a Superman trilogy, but not thinking that they were going to shoehorn universe building into a Superman sequel. Like,
Yeah. See, when they
just
came out with
started
Man of
rushing it.
Steel, I was actually a little disappointed because it came out after Smallville that they didn't just keep.
yeah.
That's what I
That
never
going.
watched.
I loved Smallville.
But it's also like-
That's so Smallville's.
but I'm not a huge
pure
Superman fan, but I
Gotham
love
to
Smallville.
Me, to me, though,
Yeah. No, I like Gotham
You
too.
know what I
I think
mean?
Gotham's great.
but like,
Yeah.
Smallville
I've
and
never seen
Gotham
that.
are both great TV shows for just like immersing yourself in that character, but to use them as like prequels for a movie would be so hard
Yeah.
to do because it's like having research or homework
that's
for a
the
movie.
best part about Gotham. The movies are already made. The movies are already done, dude.
All the Superman movies were already made too.
No, because Gotham is before the original Batmans. That's when it's supposed to be, anyways.
Smallville's before the original
When the-
Supermans.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
It's all about them both as they're like this. That's about Superman as a teenager growing up.
But
playing
since the
football in
movie's
high
already
school,
done,
that
they
kind of
did
stuff.
So well, building the characters for that, I feel like. Oh God, I love it.
Because they even because Smallville they wrote themselves into that same corner. It's Superman before he was Superman, so they
Yeah.
did like there was even stuff in the contract of like he couldn't ever fully wear the suit. Like
I
it
don't-
was
never
part
did
of-
until the very last episode, and then you see you don't even see him really wearing it.
yeah.
You
it's
see-
just hinted.
Yeah, a hint
They
of
even
it,
they did like a whole Justice League,
and he never
part.
really flew much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it was just him learning his powers.
Here,
and-
I'll say my favorite actor as a character. Alan Rickson is my favorite Aquaman. That Aquaman from I just love that actor. So
Smallville?
yeah, the dude who played Aquaman in that Smallville. I
it.
love that actor.
See, my favorite Joker would be. Have you seen Shameless?
My parents fucking love that show. No, I've not.
Here
seen
it comes Gotham.
It's in Gotham,
Yeah,
but fuck if you haven't seen
the
it.
kid in Shameless who plays Gay Jesus plays the Joker, and I never remember his name
Ian.
other than Gay Jesus.
My
No, I
favorite,
mean like the actor's name.
I know.
Ready? My favorite Joker is Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
Mark
because he
Hamill.
does the voice. Yeah.
Mark Hamill does the voice of the animated Joker in all the video games.
Nicely
I think
played.
he does that perfect laugh, and he's that nice balance of the like unhinged and that like set up
Psychopath.
well. Like,
But what else
he's a
could he do?
Structured gangster. Like he has
Yeah.
people working under him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does he finance all this stuff to build a giant like? That's something I did like about the Heath Ledger Jokers. He could like.
I thought you were gonna say the
Get
Suicide
people.
Squad Joker.
That's a whole thing.
That was the only thing I liked about him was he was actually an established.
Yeah, it was. He was like,
yeah.
so I like the Heath
he
Ledger,
sucked.
like especially in the first one, like he sets up the whole bank heist
Yeah.
and then tricks each one into killing the other one until there's just him and the one guy left.
Or
And-
how he was able to rope in like people for shooting the mayor and the
Yeah.
and he just was able to track these unhinged people and that tryout scene with the fucking cracking the pool cue, like it hinted towards that setting up, and I think he would have been built into that if Heath Ledger hadn't have passed, but everything of the
that what we're
Suicide
calling
Squad
it?
Joker was just yeah. You know, everything with the Suicide Squad Joker.
He
though,
said
he was
past Suicide Squad.
he's just moving on. It's just so like it was all low hanging fruit. Like we're gonna make a Joker that's more of a modern gangster. What do modern gangsters have? Tattoos. What would the Joker have tattoo of? Let's put damaged on his forehead.
I liked
I
the
liked
his
J on
hand.
eye. The J.
See, my favorite was the mouth on his hand, and
Yeah, for sure.
that I loved that
Another
part of that Joker.
That put
Yeah.
also like cleverness into it. Like
Yeah.
it had a bit of storytelling. I did see some fun fan art of like Batman just punched Joker in the face, so he's bleeding, and he's holding his bleeding. I just covered my mic, so holding his bleeding mouth
doing
with
that.
the
Yeah.
thing over, and you can see the blood coming down. That's why he has the grills, because he's got his fucking teeth smashed in so much. Like, it's a little bit of interest, but it's just all like
I didn't like the
type
Lamborghini is what made me not like it.
Oh, the purple Lamborghini.
Yeah.
What's
and just
interesting,
like
though,
I was just like, yeah.
every one of his outfits in that, though, is a reference to an actual Joker
Yep.
outfit.
Yep, I did read that.
So it's
It
like
was
really
every single
good.
one.
Yeah, like that white suit he wears in the weird, like, bright purple Lamborghini. The suit he's wearing
Yeah.
in that is the Dark Knight Returns white suit Joker. I also like the idea of him being a little more like effeminate. Like, I don't know, just something
how-
to kind of hint towards.
Love
in
how
the-
into Batman he is, Donnie. Thanks for getting him here. For real, thanks for getting him here. This is great.
Glad to be here. Yes, it
Batman's
feels-
still a bitch, but,
No, but
Batman's a bitch.
Batman's a bitch. Iron Man's a pussy. That's all I have to say.
I agree. Yeah.
Because like Iron Man's utility belt is a suit of armor, so he
Actually-
can't get shot. Versus like Batman's like always like I could get shot at any moment.
Yeah.
Like
Well, like even the Christian Bale, he comes back. He's like, all right, that didn't stop the bullet as he sewn himself up, make it tougher.
You know what the best?
The dog bit through it. No dog's biting through Iron
Yeah.
Man's suit.
Yeah, he was.
Like the
Lex
Hulk couldn't even
Luthor
punch
is the,
through it.
Iron Man version.
He's kind of Batman's kind of a pussy in the new one too. Actually, now that you bring that up, Donnie.
Well, he looks like
takes,
it.
he
No,
takes
like,
a couple
like,
shots. Like he
knocks
takes
a
a
couple
shotgun
dudes
bullet.
out, and then he gets fucked up. I don't
Think of
know.
that first scene though. Remember that
first
intro of like when you
That's
first
the
see
one I'm
him,
talking about when he fucks the dude up,
That
and
like,
then he gets got a few times.
like that whole that intro to that movie of like criminal just being scared because they see the light in the sky.
It's like
being
the
more
brand in
afraid
the
of-
last one.
Yeah, but being more afraid of that than seeing an actual police helicopter.
Oh,
having
yeah,
the spotlight
yeah.
on you. That idea of him just being a presence that criminals feel.
Well, this is exactly why I want to ask you this question: Is Donnie? Is he not the best person to ask the question?
probably not.
You
No,
wanna
he
ask
is.
him?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask?
No,
him?
you go for it.
Pirates or ninjas, dude?
Okay, I've been
What?
ready for this question.
You know. You know.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a ninjas guy.
Yes.
I also grew up doing martial arts as well. So also,
Yes.
Donnie, I want to say, Batman was a pirate. Like he got sent back in time and was a pirate. For
Hold
a
on,
bit
that
as
was
well.
my argument.
I forgot about
That
that.
was my argument. Don't ruin my argument,
look-
dude.
I don't say, it's a weird, like comics do weird
Yeah.
stuff, and he was.
Oh,
even
he's
a
helping my
caveman
argument.
and-
He's
yeah.
helping my argument. I can tell.
No, he's got you.
And also, Batman has essentially done anything you can think of in the comics, and is like, that's why he's the worst character to argue about. Like that.
You're literally a pirate that loves ninjas.
I walk between both worlds.
Yeah.
The grass is green on both sides of the fence.
I'm more pirates. That's just, I think pirates are way better. They're more badass because they, like I said, they don't hide in the shadows. Like he's like a ninja can do this. Like, yeah, he's going to hide in the dark and then throw something
Well,
at you.
Donnie, we
Pirate's going to come in and beat your fucking face with his fist.
I would
And
also say maybe Batman sometimes falls more into samurai. I wanted to bring in
I
samurai.
would give
think
that.
by a
Yeah.
I
code
think
and
Donnie
a
has said that.
system.
I think you've said that before.
I might have,
Yeah.
but I love samurai too.
Yeah.
I would take that over ninja.
And also
100%.
it's,
But
like, there's the difference, like a pop culture ninja and then like a historical ninja.
Yeah.
Because like historical ninjas were essentially like rebels fighting against.
and I think
their
we're
tools
all
were
picturing
made
more of the
out
pop culture
yeah.
ninja.
Their weapons were made out of like farming tools because they were like lower class citizens having to rise up against. And so how are you going to fight samurais in armor but ambushing them? The same way like guerrilla warfare the Native Americans were forced to use against like the colonizers. Like
Yeah.
you have to do what you have to do, and you're like someone has superior firepower. And that's what I think Batman it is. Gotham has superior firepower to Batman because that place just is crime. Like Batman
Yeah, and
has to do
because
whatever
again, he just has his gadgets and his kind of armor, but I mean it's armor, but he's still got to be able to move, so it's not as tough as like Superman's impenetrable skin.
And also in some comics, like the Batman logo being like
He's still a bitch.
yellow oval
You can
with
still
the
penetrate him.
Yeah.
His skin, though, is impenetrable. Dude, that should be the name of the episode. Superman
Can
is
still penetrate him.
You can still penetrate Superman.
No, that's you guys want to talk about how awesome Deadpool is? Deadpool did that to Luke Cage. He's got impenetrable skin, so in Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, he just like feeds him a bomb through a drink and then just blows him up from the inside.
That's awesome.
Like,
Fucking love Deadpool.
right?
That's not what I was talking about.
No, comics is weird, man.
Tyler's hitting more towards the
Going the
sexual
other
side of comics.
Talk about his booty hole.
He's gonna penetrate Superman. I'm like, whoa.
You
Yeah.
can get in him.
Deadpool's probably
You
done
can't
that
get
as
inside of
well.
his skin. You know what I mean? I forgot. This is what I'm pissed about.
Let's hear
What
it.
the fuck? We don't have a Robin. We don't have a Nightwing.
Yes.
Your favorite, as you answered. That's why I got excited because I wanted to ask. There's nothing.
This is something that
There's
Robert
one
Pattinson
reference at the end of one movie.
Just something Robert Pattinson has hinted at. If they do bring Robin into his movies, like, if we do it, we're doing it right. It's a 13-year-old boy getting forced into vigilante crime fighting because Batman is a fucking sociopath. But that's why I also love Nightwing.
It
Because
has
that
to be
process,
Nightwing. It has to be Nightwing.
No, it has to be Robin to become Nightwing. Because
well,
Nightwing is the
true.
better version of Batman.
But
He's
Robin also becomes Red Hood, though.
That's the second Robin, though.
What do you?
That's Jason Todd.
That's I don't know what you mean there.
Okay, so you want to? There have been.
Are
four-
you kept up here?
Partially.
Do you know Nightwing?
Yes.
Do you know Red Hood?
Yes.
I got Red Hood and
Okay.
Nightwing comics for you right here. Yeah, so that's the first of Red Hood and the Outlaws of the Rebirth issue.
I've read this one.
There's a really
I've
good.
read
I
this
love
one.
that whole series. Him with Bizarro, like, but no, that's
So
Jason Todd.
there's more than one Robin, is what you're telling
Yes,
me.
because essentially,
Do you mean
physical different
Okay, I'm-
identities.
okay? But I'm caught up on like verses.
Same
so
verse.
not same verse.
That's
different
essentially-
Robins.
Think of the like main universe, the same like DC.
'Kay.
There's something called the Bat Family.
Yes.
There's Batman.
Bat bitch.
Yes, Bat
bitch.
Bat bitch. Then you have
Yeah.
Batwoman as well. So there's two of them. If you have
Oh,
Bat.
what were you? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cut that
No,
out.
oh
That
wait,
was
no.
sexist.
There's two bad bitches. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so you have Robin, and there's been 4 different male Robins and two female Robins. You had the first Robin, which was Dick Grayson, who grew up to become Nightwing.
Okay.
The second Robin, which was
All-
Jason Todd, all in the same.
Question though, how does he get them at 13 and release them at 15?
It's
Kidnapping.
Kinda, yeah, it's like
Is that the premise here though?
yeah, like Dick Grayson. His parents died at 13 in the.
He's trying to make mini
circus.
Batmans, is what you're
Kinda,
saying.
yeah. No, it's
It's
he's trying to
stealing this-
perpetuate his goal through.
Oh.
Yeah, he.
I didn't know that's what
because he
Robin
adopts all
was.
these kids as well. Like he adopted Dick Grayson, and around when he was like 16 or I think 16, he really started rebelling against Batman and went off and joined the Teen Titans. Depends on but Dick Grayson grew up to become Nightwing, and in that time when he was like,
So
I'm going
first
to do
one's
things my
Nightwing.
own way. Yeah.
Okay.
Batman found some kid in an alley trying to take the wheels off the Batmobile, like trying to fucking leave it on cinder blocks. And he took that kid, in as the next Robin, and that was Jason Todd. Jason Todd was a much more kind of brutal Robin. This is the same world where Nightwing's off doing his own thing. Now he's got his next protege. That one got
He
murdered.
becomes Red Hood.
Yeah, first he got murdered, though. The Joker beat him to death with a crowbar.
Okay.
It was this really interesting time in comics, way before I was born.
He comes back?
Yes,
Then he's Red Hood?
everyone comes back in comics. Everyone has died and everyone has come back.
Fair.
There was this vote where
That's a good point,
people
actually.
didn't like the Jason Todd character. It's like, he's not Dick Grayson. So DC's like, okay, well, here's a phone call.
Character,
Call in,
though.
press 1 if you want him to stay, press 2 if you want him to leave. I don't remember how exactly it worked, but essentially everyone voted for him to leave. So DC murdered him. And they're like, oh, that's not what we wanted. And then like 10 years later, they introduced this character, Red Hood. And it's revealed that it is Jason Todd come back. And it was
Okay.
a fair amount of time had passed.
I always see those are and there's two more.
Yeah, and
those
then
are the
there's-
only two I've
yeah,
ever
it gets
known.
even crazy. Then Tim Drake is a kid who was so smart he was able to figure out Bruce Wayne was Batman at 16 and just went up to Bruce Wayne and was like, I know you're Batman and I'd like to work with you. And he essentially was, and he went on to become Red Robin, also joined the Teen Titans for a bit.
Yum.
Mm-hmm. Got really weird. Yeah, he did not brand well. And then the fourth one is Damian Wayne. He is Batman's biological son, who he had with Talia al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul's daughter, because she slipped him a roofie because she wanted to raise the perfect assassin. So she's like, I need that,
Okay,
like
if
Batman
you could pick
DNA.
one of those 4 Robins, then Donnie, you first. Which one did you pick?
Dick. He's
For
the
the
one I
next
know the
movie.
most.
Donnie loves Dick.
I love Dick.
I love Dick as well. We can. Yeah.
So which one? I didn't follow the names. I was following what they turned into.
Yeah. Red
So which one's
Robin.
Dick? Red Robin? You
No,
pick?
he's Dick is
He's
Nightwing.
Nightwing? Okay. Is that what you'd pick?
Nightwing's Red Hood's a
Well,
close
how would you not
second
know
as well.
Nightwing? He's
Dick.
no. Knowing he turns into Nightwing and Nightwing's his favorite, how would you not know that he would pick Dick?
I picked the kid, dude. It sounds pretty cool.
Damian Wayne is because he was also raised to kill by
That
his
sounds-
mom.
yeah.
So when Batman got Damian Wayne as Robin, he's not training him how to fight crime. He's training him how to not be an assassin. Because he's already at like 10, one of the best assassins in the world. But he's like, we don't kill.
Because he's little and
He's
can
raised
go
in
into
the League
little
of
areas.
Shadows, right?
Yeah, he was raised by Ra's
Well-
al Ghul in the League of Shadows.
At that point, Ra's never dies.
Yeah, that's the comics. That's the thing, because he gets brought back by the Lazarus Pit
Yeah.
and all that jazz.
So I was gonna say at that point the daughter's the whatever, but yeah, the
Because
head.
if you're going to because that's something I thought was interesting, how they like perpetuated.
I love getting
Ra's
to
al
nerd
Ghul
out with
and the
somebody
Dark
every now
Knights.
and then.
It's, oh my gosh. My fiance was so excited I was coming to this. She's like, okay, you have 2 hours of just talking about comic
Well,
books
you
and
know-
nerding out. Like,
You have a whole bucket of
Yeah.
fucking Batman shit.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
I
mean?
would just get stoned in my mind and look. I also love Hellboy comics. I'm a huge fan of like,
I just got a lot of context clues floating around in my head.
yeah. I just grew up watching like specific cartoons and reading some of the comic books and then just like Wikipedia and shit and having those like Marvel encyclopedias. Like, I haven't read as much comics as.
Well, who's your favorite Marvel?
Ooh, who is my favorite Marvel?
So mine, Donnie already told you my favorite DC's Flash.
Ooh,
I love
that's
Flash,
a good one.
dude.
Yeah,
I have Flash my favorite. And what's yours, Donnie?
DC?
he's a Green Lantern guy.
Green Lantern?
Yeah. Which Green Lantern
I
though?
knew
Are
that.
you like
I was look.
'Cause
I
this is like
I
the
like
whole-
the movie with Ryan Reynolds, but I was more the comic books. But the
yeah, like the interpretation
Yeah.
through pop culture.
I mainly again, it's like I love that it could be anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just the ring chooses who's worthy, and then
And
that's
he
Green
found his
Lantern.
mom's big green dildo once.
I
and
did.
Chased his
I did.
brothers and said, I'm a Green Lantern. Summon the green dildo.
Look at it light up.
My
Or
power
whatever,
construct.
Yeah, the green dildo.
And that even in the movie, even though they screwed up on the movie, when he goes to the planet,
Yeah,
there are so many because they're from all different. Like
Lanterns
it's just
are also cool of like the different rings ensembling like different
Yeah.
emotions. The comics you have like the red rings being rage.
the yellow. What was the yellow?
Yellow
Was it?
is fear.
Okay, yeah.
Orange is greed. Because that's cool in the comics. There's only one Orange Lantern because he takes all of the power. Because it's and it gets like
Because yeah,
the
that's
black
greed.
rings of death.
I
and
would
the
be
white one's
red.
light. Red rage.
I would totally be red.
They all have their own like mantras as well. They don't summon constructs. They just summon like blood energy.
Was it Atrocitus or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck?
Atrocitus is
Yeah.
metal as shit.
I would, in his little Hellcat or whatever the fuck he's got going with him.
That's the best thing. Because isn't that just also like just an Earth cat? It's not one of those things that's just from a planet where it's just an Earth cat.
All I know is that was my uncle's favorite growing up, and he had a lot of comics when I was young, and he had most Atrocitus comics though. And I remember I was just like, "Fuck yeah!"
That's
That's
metal as
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
that's
having
what
like
he
all
liked.
Lobo comics or some shit like that.
I don't even know what that is.
Lobo, he's fucking he's like Wolverine and Deadpool combined.
That sounds pretty cool. You
He-
saying Wolverine sparks my idea, and I want you to let me know what you think about it. okay?
Yes.
So, we write our own comic books here, but it's the X-Men. Maybe it doesn't even have to be the X-Men,
Why men? Like, why are we writing this comic?
but they're like like either criminals or drug addicts. And so like Wolverine would have needles of heroin that come out and he would be Wolverfiend.
Okay.
Shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
A mock X-Men.
Yeah, Mox.
Drug criminal.
Okay.
So fun.
Wow.
Dude. So fun. I had Wolverfiend and I had one more. That's all I had, but man, it would be fun. Well, what was my other one? I don't know.
Okay. No, I'm going to meditate on that for a bit. I'm sure there are like a
Right,
million.
though?
I mean, you could just even say Nightcrawler as Nightcrawler because that just sounds fiendy within itself. I've met a couple of Nightcrawlers before.
Which leads me into my second idea. Donnie always calls me crazy here. I want to make a movie called Batman and Robin. Have you heard this?
I've heard of the movie Batman and Robin, if that's what you're referring to, or your specific idea
Yes.
about it. No.
They're two burglars. One has a bat. It's beating the shit out of people. The other one's just robbing. He's got a big bat. He's robbing them. You know what I mean?
I think you
Be
get
Batman and
into
Robin.
existence.
Oh, dude. That would be the best movie.
I think
People,
I don't think it would ever be made.
You want to go see the new Batman and Robin movie? And people would be like, fuck yeah, dude.
Just a guy running around with a bat beating people.
And then people be leaving and be like, I don't know if that's what we thought it was.
Also,
Yeah.
wasn't there a superhero movie that was essentially that had Dwight from The Office? Wasn't he essentially just running around beating people with sticks?
No. You're thinking Woody Harrelson, Defendor, dude. Is that what you're thinking?
I think maybe
and he's
that is
throwing
one.
jars of bees at people.
No,
And, like,
Defender
marbles?
is another great cut. No, God, I was about to say Kick-Ass, but it's not Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kick-Ass
It's
first.
specifically because he gets up in a red outfit, and it's specifically Dwight from The Office. I think I just watch it. Just no.
You saying that sounds familiar almost, but I don't know.
I keep wanting to picture him from Tick. It's called Super.
Super. It's just called Super.
Just called Super, and his character name is Frank Darbo.
I think he just like beats people up with a wrench or something. Yeah, that's
And he
it,
just
yeah.
got like a freaking leotard on. He's not muscular. He's just.
If we're on this weird topic here, have you seen The Boys?
Yes, I love The Boys.
You like it?
I have.
I think The
it good?
Boys is great.
I haven't
have the
watched
second
it.
issue of The
Dude,
Boys.
it's awesome.
I just haven't watched it yet.
I'll say something now. The Boys is the most accurate show to our political climate today. It is so on the pulse of what this world feels like right now, of just how fucking bananas everything
That
is.
makes it sound very enticing, specifically to me.
Like, dude,
maybe to other people too, but that sounds nice.
they use memes in a way that I wasn't like, this is cringy.
Isn't there 2 seasons now?
The third one's coming out real soon.
There's a third one coming out.
I think that I haven't seen it, but there's also a animated anthology.
June
season.
3rd will be the third
Actually,
season
I think
when
you
it
might
comes
have-
out.
I think I remember you telling me about that actually, Donnie.
Tyler gravitates inward.
I have a Badusi.
We've discussed, for him to pee, he's got to throw pepper in his face, so he sneezes, it shoots out, and you got to catch it really quick with tweezers so you can go.
Microscope too.
He usually tries to, bring somebody along for help, either to throw the pepper or to catch it.
It's good to have a bucket around just in general.
Fair.
Was it Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Always bring a towel. If you're gonna take a piss, bring a bucket as well.
I've clicked play on that so many times.
That movie.
And then I just go, I swear to God, I click play. This month, I've probably clicked play on that movie 3 times and go, I don't have the time to actually watch that. Go back. Let's pick something else. I've never seen it.
That's a movie you feel like you have to be really high to watch, but you actually should be
Exactly.
less high than you think you
Really?
should be to watch it.
Well, it's not even
Get
that.
more
It's-
high watching the movie.
It's more that, like, I'm like, oh, I've heard it's really good. I want to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and then I click it. I'm like, oh, I fucking probably have shit to do. I can't. And then now I have a kid. She ruins everything in my life. So
So how did your kid spoil Hitchhiker's Guide to the
she
Galaxy?
ruins everything in my whole life, dude.
She just walked
Swear
up
God.
to you, 42.
Yeah, I'm like, how do I make that add up to the number 23? Because I'm losing my fucking mind now.
That's a little reference for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for all
Oh.
the listeners there.
Mine
I'll
was a
find it
little
funny.
the number 23 reference. You like that? Have you seen that
No.
with
With Jim Carrey?
Oh,
It's-
I highly
it's-
recommend that movie.
It's another one of those like conspiracy theory, but it's like
well, it is.
everything adds up to 23. 23 is
do
like
you know the theory?
Break it the sound for me.
Oh,
Not
see,
familiar.
he's the perfect guy. I don't know what it's called. Something, Donnie. Maybe you can find.
I'll
I
it.
look
love
up,
little
yeah.
idiosyncrasies or shit. Like I love
But
stuff
it's
like
pretty
that.
much something that like any number that you are handed in life or that you see or something, your mind can make it make sense so it turns into the number 23. If that makes, do you ever do that with your mind where you're like, just like add word shit? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking, yeah. So the number 23 is supposedly a very, 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 very common occurrence that you can do that with almost any number. And it goes back to like Greek days, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But Jim Carrey acts in this movie on that theory, and he reads this book, and he goes crazy because the book he's reading is telling his life story, written by someone else, though. And it's a big, like, it's just a big circle, and it's all got to do with the number. It's fucking cool, dude.
It
It's
sounds
really
like
cool.
something only Jim Carrey could pull off.
Oh, dude, he pulled it off very well. Did you find anything?
Well, I found one thing on here, and this is going. This is just talking about some of the weird things with 23.
Let me type it in.
What's the connection between basketball superstar Michael Jordan, Beat Generation novelist William Burroughs, comedian Harpo Marx, and mathematician John Forbes? Nash Jr., the number 23. But that's not all. The Bible, Numbers 23:23, contains the phrase, "What hath God wrought?" which happens to be the first message sent in code on the telegraph by Samuel Morse back in 1843. If you add up the four digits of 1967, the year that Nirvana co-founder Kurt Cobain was born, they come to 23, which is also the sum of the four digits of 1994, the year he died.
Yep, here.
So just all kinds of...
It's called the 23 Enigma.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different...
It refers to the belief that all incidents and events are directly connected to the number 23.
Interesting.
And that's the gist of it, yeah.
Now there's crazy little.
Everything I'm reading, that's the gist of it.
Yeah, it says essentially a
Everything
belief
is
that the number
connected.
has some sort of magical or mystical significance or power.
Very cool movie, though. I'm surprised. I thought that's... See? Oh, that's a little folklore. I know. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's folklore. There's modern folklore.
Damn, I want to watch that, though.
Like when I watched it, Lex and I were talking about it. I was like, shit, you got up. My birth month is the 12th, so 1 and 2 equals 3. And my birth date is the 20th, so there's 23 right there.
You guys were talking about
10, 23,
magicians
93.
in the Batman's a Bitch episode on, like most of like modern, like
How many times
magic.
does he listen to this episode? No, I'm
I
just
did my
kidding.
research, man.
He came prepared.
Why do you think it's your second highest rated episode? I've listened to that one so many times. None of the other episodes.
He's like,
It might have just become the first now.
He's like, I make a new account every time I listen. I love you guys.
No, but like all of like sleight of hand and like that card reading, like a lot of that just comes down to like math and geometry and just knowing physics a bit as well. Like counting cards is knowing
Agreed,
probability.
slightly.
When probability is knowing math. Like
Mentalism, though, for me, I think is very real.
I'll say like card tricks. Yeah,
So
I get that.
I would
It's
say
not,
both, but a lot of it's probably more.
but that's why it's called
mentalism.
card tricks. It's not real magic.
and also
It's
there's
fair.
some of those like street magic that you see where it's like, hey,
If you try to trash David Blaine right now, dude,
I'm just
Chris Angel.
there's something
you can
same
trash
thing
Chris
with,
Angel. David Blaine's a goddamn.
Like, I think there's still something like to mentalism. You're still knowing the mathematics behind the brain, which is almost more mind blowing
because of how many people you've met and dealt with and done that in front of. Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Touche there, Michael.
being able to predict something to an accuracy of just knowing people.
But isn't
is
also a
almost
lot
scary.
of that, especially the ones they do on TV, it's more they're like, as they're giving their speech, they're pushing you towards saying the one they
They're
chose.
influencing you in
Yeah.
their direction. There's like subliminal
Entrapment.
messaging.
Yeah. That's a great movie too.
Should sue him.
Okay.
With what's her name? Oh, hold on. I got this. It's Sean Connery,
Uh-huh.
and I love her. God damn it.
She's in
It's
Hitman's...
It's like with a K, right? It's something with a
Isn't
K.
it the wife in Hitman's Bodyguard? And Hitman's wife's bodyguard?
No. For sure not.
The
It's not
Hitman's
with
Wife Bodyguard sounds like my connection to you. with your
That's
family.
Fucking love that movie too.
So he's my
oh, I can't think of her name right
cousin's
at the
sister's
moment,
wife.
but my
He's the
my
Hitman's
cousin's
Bodyguard's
wife.
wife.
Fuck. What's her name?
I'm gonna let Donnie look it up. I just went to go.
It's not her though. It's not her. He's looking up someone else.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
God damn it! I knew
It's
it was
not
someone
with
with
a
a
K,
K.
though.
Catherine Zeta.
It's a C.
Oh, Catherine Zeta-Jones. I was gonna say Zeta too. I love her. It's a good movie, Donnie.
Here's a question: the movie Now You See Me, Now You See Me Too, are those superheroes? Because also,
Those
what
are
they,
badass.
That's
also the magic they do. In
when
those
would you
roles-
like to be on again? First of all, we should do this every once in a while because you're great.
I'm still gonna get his mom on here one of these days.
Please do.
I just have to
Randy
get
was-
his
Is she the one
dad
that
out of
denied?
town.
Is she the one that backed out?
It's because his dad told her
But hold
she
on.
wasn't quick-witted enough.
But
and
hold on, is she the
got,
one?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I talked shit about your mom when she backed out. I said that
No,
bitch.
good.
Dude.
I think she would do great on here, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Not Batman. I was gonna say Batman, but
I'll
let's
get
talk
into
about
my-
like Superman or
I'll talk
something
about
else.
my
As you're all
theory on
crying.
ghosts.
Ghosts?
I have a whole idea on.
I got a lot of
ghosts.
ghost talk.
I got a lot. I could talk about.
I
ghosts
feel
for
like
hours.
you're the guy to have on the episodes that I want to have that Don doesn't. You know what I mean? The superheroes, the supernatural. the
I'm all
space.
for those.
The
The space.
space.
is where I'm out. Like
No, space is the best
Oh.
thing. You want to talk about space for a minute, Michael?
my biggest thing with space is he brings up on every almost 100 episodes, and he brings up space every goddamn time.
Okay. If
There's
we want to
nothing
talk about
not
space,
talk about in space.
I'll share a fun story. Of,
Like, no, he doesn't want to.
my parents
We have to save it. He doesn't want to.
This is
Look,
like,
he's turning you off.
I fucking love space. Fucking love
Me
aliens.
too. We can't.
No, I'm gonna do it real quick.
No, I'm all for aliens too. It's
Whoa.
I don't know what-
Did you say aliens?
yeah.
I'm saying aliens.
I didn't know that. I'm listening.
I'm talking about aliens. Talking about
Yeah, we've
they're
talked
real.
about aliens and stuff.
They're
It's
out there.
his little space. He just
Oh,
goes
they're for
on.
sure out there. We both are. We're both with you on that.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going. That's not what I'm talking about. This is, what are you? Then how do you get off of space? What's the?
The thing is, he keeps going, and it's like, what was the biggest one? Not you guys saying it. You guys said it never ends, or it's always growing, and
Yeah.
and like they just keep going and going, and I'm like, okay, we get it. We're done now. Let's go to something else. And then it comes back, and I'm like,
It's
okay,
so
we
hard
already
to not
talked about
talk
this.
it, though.
And then it comes back, and I'm just like, I'm done.
It is for.
And I
It's
never,
hard to not talk
I never
about it.
stopped him. The one episode that pissed him off is him, and then we had Baby Huey in here, and they started talking. I was like, okay, you guys talk about it. I'm not going to because I don't want to. I pushed my mic away. He got all mad. I was like, look, I'm not going to stop you from doing it. I just have nothing to say, so I'm going to stay out of it.
Which,
No pun
reflecting
intended.
I'm back on it now, that is exactly what happened, and I didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah, it was
know what?
it was one episode he really got pissed at me.
I apologize. I actually did get mad. Yeah.
Oh, making amends.
Well, I'm sitting here. I'm like, this is our podcast on it. You have to talk about it. But now I'm sitting here. I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. I'll be,
We were good by the end of that one, anyways.
Oh,
but
Less lip smacking he has to edit out.
have you ever heard Bad Friends?
No.
It's a podcast with one of my favorite
Andrew
comedians.
Santino,
Not Andrew Santino, Bobby Lee.
Blee.
I know Bobby Lee. Yeah.
So it's Bobby
Wasn't
Lee
talking about
and
it a
Andrew
lot.
Santino, and it's literally it's like Tyler and I are great friends outside. We agree on so much. We have fun together. In here, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, and I just, you know what I mean? It's like on the podcast, he's my arch nemesis, but in real life, we're friends, and it's
Never
just
felt
it
like that
works.
once. Never felt like that once, Michael. Weird. I've never had the reciprocating feelings.
How
You
does it
lying
feel
fuck.
to meet your arch villain now? You
I,
have an arch enemy.
weird.
Like, are you the hero or the villain?
Kind
in
of empowers me. Kind of empowers.
He's the villain.
It depends
Are you-
who's
okay.
watching.
He's the villain.
Because I took notes on that episode.
Which one?
Batman's a bitch.
Batman's a bitch.
I just want to keep hearing you say it. That's why I keep asking.
Do you feel,
Michael agrees. Batman's a bitch.
Yes.
Does
Full
your
disclosure.
power come from Donnie empowering you? Does he like put you down that you feel like you have to get your power back? Who's the real
Well-
villain in this situation? That's what I want to know. Who's the superhero? Excuse me. Who's the hero? We can't say that other word.
He would be portrayed as the villain, but it would probably be me making him out to be.
See,
and
that
yeah,
leads into just earlier today too. Exactly, though. We're both doing the right thing.
yeah. It's
Maybe whether he's stopping me, that's his doing the right thing, and me whether I guess I'm doing the wrong thing. If he's trying to stop me, one of
But-
us is crazy.
yeah. Just be my version of the wrong thing, not yours.
I'm definitely the hero though, because I'm the underdog.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm definitely
You're having
the
to
hero.
fight against the establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Robin Hood versus Sheriff Nottingham.
Like, I'm making a name. I'm making my voice heard. That's all I'm saying. That's
Fight
all I
against
can
the
do.
man. I respect it.
He fights his way out of the
Black Power, you hear
the
that?
bad part of his life. And
For real though. And Don is the villain because he has full editorial.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like I would make myself look like I'm the good guy, but deep down, yeah, I'm the one that's the villain because I'm making you into what you are, and
You will hold on.
I'm playing you like a fucking puppet.
I don't know. I wouldn't say you created me. I would say we created each other.
No, but he was saying like me, like pushing the microwave, being a dick. That's what makes your power come out, kind of thing.
Oh. Is that my power, being a dick?
No,
All I'm saying is you guys got a real.
We have to figure my power out first now.
You guys got a real like Joker Batman vibe going on. Like
Yes.
Donnie can't do the podcast without you, and you don't want to quit because he's just too much fun.
I
Like,
literally thought you could say you guys are gonna have to reel it in.
we should probably end this.
All right.
Computer's gonna die soon.
tied up.
We'll let Michael take us out.
Do you know how to take us out, Michael?
No, walk me through it.
You can say whatever you want, but at the very end, you just got to be like, "Dad bods out, bitches."
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I have neither a right to claim a dad or right to claim a dad bod, but I'm happy to be here.
One of these days, you'll be both.
Fingers crossed.
He meant just like, kid though.
I'm a kid at heart, and I kidnapped a dad from a parking lot. His name's Stu, and I'm keeping him in my basement. So I guess that counts. Dad bod out, bitches.
Dad bods out, bitches.